Well, welcome everyone. I know this is might be a different experience for everyone. I can doing everything on Zoom, but you are, if you're not sure if you're in the right room, this is the Service and Justice Orientation session done through Campus Ministry. And so what we're going to do is, we're going to try to make this a little bit active. So you're going to do, you're going to use the chat. Oh man, I wish we could do breakout rooms. Oh well, we can't figure that. That's too complicated. I do want you guys to have the opportunity to meet each other. So what we're gonna do is start off with some introductions. Why don't we do this like quick, because I want to hear your name and just where you're from, okay? Real quick. And in the chat, after, I'm gonna ask that you guys chat if you have ever volunteered with a particular population. So for example, if I've worked with the homeless, I might write, I've served with the homeless or with the elderly. If you've never had that experience, that's okay too, okay? I just want to take the opportunity that that you would actually get to meet someone in this chat room, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Ooh, there's a lot of people. Is that gonna work? We're gonna try. All right, my name's Anjali. I work in the Office of Campus Ministry. I'm the Associate Director, and I live in DC, but I'm from Southern California, and I'm also an alum. I'm gonna have the staff go first, so we're gonna go quick.
Hi, my name's Kara. Oh,
sorry, go.
I'm Kara. I'm doing my second year of service here in Campus Ministry. I'm from Germantown, Maryland. I have my mask on because I'm in the lounge and I keep seeing all these people. Yeah.
All right, I'm Emily. I'm a senior nursing major. I'm living in Massachusetts right now, and I normally work with the homeless population.
Emily, call on Fernando like popcorn, and then we'll popcorn it.
Okay, Fernando.
Hey y'all, my name is Fernando. I'm a junior politics major, theology minor from New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey right now. And service I've done in the past, we're working with Habitat for Humanity. And this year I'll be working with the food pantry at Catholic.
Fernando, randomly popcorn someone.
Popcorn Harrison.
Fernando, I appreciate you saying y'all because I'm from Texas. My name is Harrison Hamby. I'm a staff member here. I've been here a few years now. Really enjoy working here, but let's see, service. Worked with a lot of different service populations, or a lot of different populations. Yeah, I guess most recently kind of homelessness and hunger during COVID. And I will popcorn to Chloe. You want to go?
Hi, I'm Chloe. I'm a junior politics major. I do some habitats and homeless food runs, a little bit of everything. I'm gonna popcorn Colleen.
Hi everyone, I'm a junior, my name's Colleen. I'm a junior nursing major with a Spanish for Healthcare certificate. And I'm from Massachusetts, but I'm in DC right now. But basically, the most recent service opportunities that I have done have been with homeless people and elderly people. I'm gonna popcorn Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm a freshman here at Catholic U. Planning to major in mechanical engineering. I'm from Maryland. And yeah, I don't know. I mostly do service in like my middle school or something like that, like helping out with their events and stuff.
Julia, if you could just pick someone, just call them by their name, and then Kayla.
I had a feeling you were going to say my name. Okay. I'm Kayla. I'm from Towson, Maryland. I'm a politics major. And most recently, I was involved in planning a protest for Black Lives Matter.
Kayla, will you popcorn somebody or pick somebody to go next?
I'm picking on my roommate, Rebecca.
I knew you were going to say that. I'm Rebecca. I'm from Hyattsville, Maryland. I'm a history and secondary ed major. And I've done a bit of service, but I've mostly worked with the homeless or with children in like community centers.
Rebecca, pick someone.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's
Keep
okay.
forgetting. I will pick Maria.
Hi, I'm a mechanical engineering major. I'm Maria, sorry, from Florida. And the most recent service I've done, I work with a pro-life pregnancy clinic to help mothers and children in need. Angela?
Hi, I'm Angela. I'm a nursing major, and most recently, I've been working with the elderly and working at the food pantry.
So Angela.
Brian?
Hello, my name is Brian. I'm from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, and most recently in high school, I joined many clubs of community service. Some of was just like writing cards to children diagnosed with cancer, and I also was got to go on a service trip to give kids the world, and that was an awesome experience. Popcorn, Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'm a nursing major, and most recently I've been working in a food pantry. All popcorn, Paula.
Hi, I'm Paula. I'm from Harrisonburg, Virginia, and I volunteered a couple times at the hospital here. And I will popcorn to Elijah.
I'm Elijah. I'm from upstate New York. I'm a biomedical engineering major and pre-med. And most recently, I've worked with the elderly and in a food pantry. Popcorn, Connor. Or did you already go?
No, I didn't go yet. So, hi guys, my name is Connor. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania. I'm a marketing major. And most recently, I've worked with food pantry, feeding the homeless, and also Habitat for Humanity. Popcorn to Aubrey.
Hi, I'm Aubrey. I'm a freshman musical theater major. Most recently, I've been to a lot of Black Lives Matter protests, and I went to an Indigenous person sit-in. I'm from Oklahoma. I'll popcorn to, most people have gone. Has Chloe gone?
Yes, I'll popcorn it to Molly.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Molly. I'm a freshman. I'm a politics major, and I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, well, 20 minutes north of Boston. And most recently, I've worked with Habitat for Humanity.
Raise your hand up high in your camera so people can popcorn to you if you haven't gone. Thanks.
I'll popcorn to Morgan.
We got triple in there. I like it.
We have four actually.
A four. Awesome.
Yeah, we'll just go one by one. I'm Morgan. I'm a nursing major, and I'm not really from anywhere because my dad's in Maine. I live in Fayetteville, North Carolina right now, but my senior year I was in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. And then most recently, I've been involved with organizations who help people with disabilities and special needs.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a secondary ed and history major, and I'm from Chalfont, Pennsylvania, which is just outside of Philly. And most recently, I've worked with kids with disabilities and the elderly.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. I am undecided right now. I'm a freshman. And most recently, I have worked with Mission Youth ministering to the homeless and addicts in Philadelphia.
Hi, I'm Anita. I'm from Massachusetts, and I'm an Italian major. And I've volunteered with my local food pantry and with my parish's confirmation retreats. And popcorn to, let's go to the grid.
Let's see. Marguerite.
Hi, I'm Marguerite. I'm from Connecticut and I'm a politics major. And most recently in service, I work with children in low-income communities, and I've been attending Black Lives Matter protests. Popcorn. Who hasn't gone yet? Johanna.
I'm Johanna. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. I'm an architect major. And most recently, I've worked with those who live in poverty. Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm from White Plains, New York, and most recently I've been feeding the homeless, and I am undecided freshman. Popcorn, Marty.
Hi, I'm Marty. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm a civil engineering major. And most recently I've been helping like elderly and old age homes. Is anybody not gone?
We get everybody? Oh,
Angela.
Hi, I'm Angela. I'm a psych major, and I also work with like Mission Youth, and that like we help with like the homeless, the impoverished, like children and elderly, like everyone. Yeah. I actually have no idea who hasn't gone.
I think we got everyone. Anyone else? I gotta scroll to the next page. Sunny, Sharon. Well, we're gonna move forward. If Sunny and Sharon will loop you in. I'm gonna screen share with you our presentation. Okay, can everyone see it? Right. Thank you for the introductions. I know that took a little while, but it was really great to see you and hear about all the great things that you have been involved with. Emily, can you start us off in prayer, please?
Yes. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Christ, you showed great compassion to the poor. Give us, too, compassion towards those in poverty. Your wish is for all of your children to live with dignity, to have adequate food, shelter, healthcare, and education. Help us to take up your work as a community of faith and guide us as we seek a more just and loving world. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Wise service. So you are all very involved in service. Most of you have had experience, and I think at Catholic University of America, I heard engineering, nursing, psychology, civil engineering, architecture. You know, it's not, you don't come to Catholic University just for your education. We're looking to help you grow as a person and learn about the world around you. And so we have the privilege of being in Washington, D.C., but also that means in Washington, D.C., we think White House, we think politics, and arguably one of the most powerful cities and countries in the world, there are men and women experiencing poverty. There are men and women living on the streets right outside of the White House. And so we have a great responsibility being here at Catholic University and being in Washington, D.C., or being at your home, wherever you may be. What's our role in the community? And so Mother Teresa said, if we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. And I think this rings true even more so of how much we need to belong to one another, recognizing the dignity and worth in others. And so the heart of our program, our service and justice program, is how do we recognize that we belong to one another? And so that starts here as our community, and why we spent time just introducing ourselves, and so we can get to know each other. And so what we're going to share with you is our service and justice program for this fall semester. And so as always, there's this caveat for this fall, right? We have these parameters and things are changed. And so our program looks very different from what it would normally look like, but I'm really excited about the new opportunities and the service initiatives that we are able to run this year.
All of our programs, we really try to focus around relationship. We really believe that relationships is the way that we're going to transform our society. And those are the things that are going to lift people up and open our eyes and help us to really make a better world for all of us. And so in all of our community service sites, relationships are really the focus. When we talk about homeless outreach, sometimes we take food out to those who are living on the streets right now, but it's not really just about the food. The food is certainly something that's needed, But what we really want is for relationships to be formed between the students and those who are experiencing homelessness. Because at the end of the day, that's how we believe transformation happens. Those like strong relationships that really change our hearts and help lift up those who are suffering. The picture we have here is of a Salvadoran man, a priest, St. Oscar Romero. He was martyred in 1980, and the reason we show you his picture is because he was someone who was also really changed by his relationship with the poor of El Salvador. When he was a young priest, he wasn't really that involved in the community. He wasn't really an advocate for those who were suffering most, but the more time he spent with those who were suffering, the poor campesino, the farmers who didn't have a lot of rights, were just barely surviving, the more he became an advocate for the poor. And really what he's known for now and why he's famous is because he fought for the rights of the poor and fought for human dignity. And that happened through his relationships with those who were hungry, with those who were suffering. And so he's a really good example of why we really focus on relationships in our programs.
Serving our neighbors. So for those of you who are not from this area, Catholic University is in the community called Brookland. And so we're part of a larger community. There's families. I live in the neighborhood with my 5 kids. We're part of a larger community. And so I think it's really important that we recognize that we're not our own little island. We're we're part of something bigger. And so it goes way beyond Chipotle and the bookstore and all these neighbors. And so we're very intentional about being in our community. So most of our service opportunities and our community partnerships are right within the community. So we can walk to most of our sites. Our tutoring program, all of our schools that we work with are within this vicinity. And so once you're done with quarantine, I welcome you to explore the neighborhood. And obviously through our programs, you'll get to meet some of our community organizations that we work with. Here are some pictures of highlights. We'll talk a little bit more. Halloween on campus in the top left. We host 2,000 kids and families on our campus. They go trick-or-treating in Centennial Village. For those who are living there, we had about like 20,000 pieces of candy. It was kind of ridiculous. We are gonna be reimagining Halloween, so I'm not sure what that will look like at this moment. You'll see So Others Might Eat at the bottom left, President Garvey volunteering at one of our large service days, and then I think that might be the lacrosse team up top volunteering at another service opportunity.
So this is our staff. You can see at the top, Angela Harrison and I, we work in the Office of Campus Ministry full time. So we're typically here 9 to 5, if not later. And then the rest of our team is comprised of graduate assistants. So they're students just like yourself. Half of our team are returners and the other half are new. So Melissa Butner and Danielle Cormier are our new additions. So we have a good mix of people that know our programs really well and are going to be learning them just like you.
So for all of our service rights, they're run by an organization called Cardinal Service Corps. We're a group of undergraduate students. There's 50 of us who commit to going to these service sites weekly. They are our service sites leader. We're really big on the idea that when you are serving at CUA, you are never serving alone. And so these leaders are here to make sure that that never happens. We are built on like the ideas of social justice, community engagement, service, advocating for marginalized populations, and faith. They are an additional resource for you guys to use if you have any questions about service. They know pretty much everything there is to know about it on campus, and then if they don't know something, they can definitely help you get to people that would know.
This is a picture of our Cardinal Service Corps leadership team. They just spent the last week in a full week of training, of learning about social justice issues, building community. Typically, they would be here and they would go to every single service site, but we did it virtual this year.
Okay.
Harrison's going to share with you a video that kind of showcases our outreach to the homeless. I heard many of you say that a lot of your previous service opportunities was in food insecurity, food pantries. So we're going to show you what it looks like when we go on a food run. This is pre-COVID, so obviously no one's wearing masks and things like that.
We appreciate, first and foremost, I appreciate you all coming out and helping us. You know, just for our voice to be heard, you know, instead of people just coming down and doing what they want to do, you know, allow us to let you know, where we personally, you know, need some assistance at, you know. And at the same time, you know, even you may not know, you may not feel like people who are homeless appreciates your effort, but we really do. We really appreciate the effort. Thank you all so much.
Oh, that was broken before. Oh, proud of you, Joe. This guy.
So we are making the sandwiches for the food run this week. We typically make about 50 sandwiches to share with the people at Union Station and Noma. And this is one way of us giving back. People, it's like Amanda said, it's not just the sandwich or the food, it's a way for us to sometimes start conversation because it can be intimidating to just walk up to someone who is homeless and asking for things when you don't have anything, whereas sometimes the food or the sandwich can be something that breaks that barrier. Just carrying our toilets.
I love it because these people have become my friends. It's just going to hang out with my friends every week and sharing stories with them. They care about me as much as I care about them. And frankly, it's like opened my eyes to a lot of things. I mean, we learn something new every time we go down there. And it helps me grow an awareness of where I live here in DC, but also like where we're called to serve every day and like what we might want to do after we leave here. I'm gonna unlock my van. We can start putting our stuff. Anyone else?
We just saw him tonight over here in the park.
He was in the park.
He was in the park, and I was like, "Hey, Robert, how are you?" I was like, "Did you get that tooth out?" He goes, "I did." He's like, "It's so small." He didn't show it to us. He's like, "I'm gonna make a necklace out of it, though."
We are going to Noma. We're gonna meet a few people, and then we're gonna go see Miss Joyce tonight. Woo!
I was down at Union Station thinking that you guys might be down there.
Yeah, I heard you saw someone.
Yeah, Bridget?
We're giving our small part, but these people are individuals that they have tastes and wants and needs. And really, it's not about the sandwich. It's about going and getting to know these people and hearing their stories and sharing our own stories. So we pray for all of our friends that we've met here on the street. We pray that you would inspire our hearts to find new ways to serve you and to serve these people and love them as you love them. We pray together, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Our Son, who is good. Amen. All right, let's go home.
Okay, that gives you a little bit of a glance into what our students do a couple different times a week.
So now we're going to kind of run in and explain all of the service options that you guys have available. So one of them would be homeless food runs, and the great thing about them is that we have off-campus and on-campus options. So say you really want to serve, but you're not necessarily comfortable going out into the city yet because of COVID and all that stuff. You can, on Thursdays and Sundays, you can go and make sandwiches that will later be distributed to people off the street who live on the street. Off-campus homeless food runs will run on Thursdays, which you saw in the video, run at Union Station and Noma. Then on Fridays and Sundays, those both go to Franklin Square. The awesome thing about food runs is that while we're there to give food, we're also really there to build community with these people. We're there to lend an ear. They're often amazing people who really just need someone to listen to them, and we build great community with them. Another option is So Others Might Eat, which is a super awesome soup kitchen in DC. They do amazing work. They feed so many people on a day. Again, we will have an on-campus version and an off-campus version on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where you can go hand out meals to people right outside their door.
As you can imagine, we are adapting our programs to kind of meet this new reality. And so what our program normally would look like of working with the elderly, so the veterans, working with people with disabilities, we can't go into those homes and those residents because we want, obviously, they need to keep their residents healthy and safe, and we want to make sure that we're helping in that. And so typically we would be going into these homes to either facilitate bingo and different kinds of fun activities, have talent shows. What we're gonna do is create a parchment party, so writing letters, a pen pal program. We recognize that all of our friends and these residents that live in these homes have been alone. They have not had visitors. They haven't been able to see their loved ones. We also recognize that the staff who've been caring for them have been exhausted and tired. And so we are going to spend some time writing letters on campus. So we'll provide virtual and on campus. So you can come together if you are on campus, and we will provide all the materials. We'll do that together. We're also going to do some care packages. So looking at Ronald McDonald House, which is a home that provides housing assistance for families whose child might be at Children's Hospital. And so if they have a long treatment, it's expensive for a family to get a hotel room, they can stay close to the hospital. Typically, we would be providing meals for them. What we're going to do is make back to school packages and maybe like relaxation packages for families. The same for St. Anne's. St. Anne's is a home for teen moms and their children. They provide lots of services and support, education. What we will do is create goodie bags for them, and we'll deliver that. So those will be on-campus opportunities or in person.
So Missionaries of Charity and Franciscan Monastery are two other service sites we have. These both will get to go in person. And so the Missionaries of Charity, we won't be going into their building and meeting with the residents, but they have a big ground, a lot of flower beds and stuff like that outdoors. And so we'll be helping maintain those flower beds. We'll also be talking with the residents down from below. They have this nice big balcony where the residents gather outside. And so we'll be able to do some kind of socially distant community building that way. The Franciscan Monastery is a monastery with a huge garden behind it, a huge community garden. And so a lot of us have been going there for a long time, especially this summer when there wasn't a lot going on anyways. You could go out and garden safely. And so all that produce gets sent to soup kitchens and food pantries. They're harvesting 500 or 1,000 pounds a week. So they definitely need the help. So we're going to have students go over on Saturday morning and help harvest vegetables.
The Farmhouse is a home for adults with cognitive disabilities. So right now their two residents are Helen and Tom, who are just really, really awesome people. And typically students would go over on Wednesday night and have evening mass and dinner with Helen and Tom and other staff members and people that are in the community at Bethlehem House. Rather than doing that, we will be having sidewalk parties. So students from CUA on one side of the sidewalk, Helen, Tom, and whoever else wants to join from Bethlehem House on the other side, and you know, playing some games and hanging out that way. So that will be Wednesday evenings, and then on the last Wednesday of the month, we'll be doing a Zoom call with them to be more inclusive of people who are going to be virtual or who are not comfortable going out to in-person service.
We're also going to be doing yoga with the residents 3 times a week. So if you want to join in yoga with Bethlehem House, that's also an option.
And we will be implementing a food pantry on campus this semester. So we'll be providing non-perishable food items and hygiene products. It will be located in the bottom floor of the PRIS, and it's open to all COA staff, faculty, and students. So I believe all first years have unlimited meal plans, but if you still find that you are in need of extra food, you're welcome to come to the food pantry. Students who are living off campus can come to the food pantry once quarantine is lifted, and staff and faculty are welcome as well. We do accept donations, and our opening hours will be Monday morning, Thursday afternoon and evening, or by appointment. So we might need volunteers stocking or packaging food bags or taking inventory, things like that.
Brooklyn Outreach is, you saw that picture of Halloween on campus. And so Brooklyn Outreach is our ministry where we invite the local community onto campus. We have awesome grounds. Obviously, hopefully you guys have been able to go for walks around campus. And so, like I said, for Halloween, we traditionally, last year we had about 2,000 people come trick-or-treating through campus. It takes about 400 to 500 CUA volunteers. All the college students get dressed up, student orgs, set up games and activities. Obviously, that will look different this year. We do that again in the spring. I think we did like 6,000. We stuffed like 6,000 eggs. Kids from the community came and did like an egg hunt, and then we did a field day that's run by our student athletes that's focused on games and activities on the football field. We're going to meet with the community, and we're going to start community organizing from just listening to see how we can be a resource and continue this ministry to the Brooklyn community. But obviously we need to reimagine what that will look like for this coming fall semester. The DC Reads program is our tutoring program. So how many of you guys have Federal Work Study? Do you guys know? Raise your hand. Do you even know what Federal Work Study is? You might not even know. Federal Work Study is based on your financial aid package. It allows you to work on campus as part of your financial aid. And so the DC Reads program is our tutoring program. All the schools in the District of Columbia are virtual. And so the tutoring will also be virtual. So we are looking for tutors who want to do this as their job. We're the highest paid position on campus. We start at $12 an hour. We're also looking for volunteers. The difference of the DC Reads program versus maybe like doing homeless outreach or volunteering with some is you would need to make a commitment for the whole fall semester. So if you chose every Tuesday from 3 to 5 p.m. to tutor, that means you'd have to come every Tuesday for the whole semester, because once you get set up with the DC Reads program, we'll pair you one-on-one or in small groups with that student. And so you'd have to meet with them, because Johnny will be super sad if you don't show up that next week. So that is our DC Reads program.
This is our Service and Justice Immersion program. Every spring break and summer, we take students to different parts of the United States and also different parts of this hemisphere to get to know different people, hear their stories, build community with them, work together. Those trips, you might know them as mission trips or alternative break trips. We call them immersion trips here. This year, we're still kind of waiting to see how things go with coronavirus to know exactly where we'll be going and what we can be doing. But regardless, over spring break and summer, we're going to be doing something. So during spring break, we might have trips here in DC to learn about different justice issues here in DC, to do different community service projects. In the past, we've gone down to Florida, gone over to West Virginia, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, lots of different places, and it's been a really powerful program. Fernando can tell you a little bit about when him and I were down in Ecuador a few years ago.
All right, so as Harrison said, I went on the Ecuador immersion trip with him my freshman year, and it was one of the, honestly, such a great experience, let me tell you. So my whole family is Ecuadorian, and so it was a really great way to get to know my culture more, as well as serve the people who raised my parents. And me having gone to Ecuador a bunch of times before, it was, I thought I knew what I was getting myself into, but as the week went on, I was just shocked, excited, all in good ways, you know. And it was really it was like a get to know you moment. You know, like a whole new get to know you moment. You know, for me and the country of Ecuador and the people who live there and the community that we served. So, yeah, we went to different sites around the city in Guayaquil, which is where we served. We went to a house for patients recovering from Hansen disease, which is otherwise known as leprosy. We also played soccer with children that lived in the area. I know we always got our butts kicked because they were really good at soccer. And so, but yeah, no, this trip itself was just a really great way to get to know the community more and those that we served. So yeah, it's an awesome opportunity.
And when we first arrived there, Fernando's family showed up with tons of food and chips and fruit and a cake. We had a big party the very first day.
Fernando, can you just share where you went for spring break this past year for Habitat?
Yeah, so this past year, I was also able to lead a Habitat for Humanity trip to North Carolina. And if you guys don't know, Habitat is one of our service orgs on campus. And we send groups to, each spring break, we send 5 groups to different locations around the country. This year was San Diego, Colorado, Athens, Georgia, and North Carolina. And I believe it was, forgot the last location, but that's okay.
Texas.
But Texas, yeah. And my group went to North Carolina, and we spent a week there in Winston-Salem, where we just served with the local Habitat affiliate on different sites throughout the city. And yeah, it's another great way to be involved with service and immerse yourself in the community that you serve, and also those that you serve with. So yeah, Habitat's awesome.
Oops. That's you, Fernando.
All right. And so the Mother Teresa Day of Service. So this is our annual fall service day, where we have lots of student groups ranging from res halls to different student athletes and service orgs, such as Habitat, where we come together and serve on a day dedicated to Mother Teresa. Obviously, with COVID this year, it'll look a little bit different, but we will be doing some in-person as well as off-campus and on-campus service. It'll be split between 2 days, September 19th and September 20th. And yeah, so as I said, it'll look a lot different, but definitely just as fulfilling in years past.
Mother Teresa Day of Service is, we have 2 large service days that kind of kick off the academic year, Mother Teresa in the fall, and then MLK Day, Martin Luther King Day of Service in the spring. They're very big. And so Mother Teresa was 800 last year. MLK in the spring was 1,000. Every student athlete in their teams serve. And I share this because I think I want you to know that the culture of service and justice on our campus is big. It's something that a lot of students do, and they do it because they don't have to do it, but because they want to do it. So you might come from a high school or like a church community that you had to do 100 hours of community service before you graduated. There's no graduation requirement for service and justice. And so I think people do service because they want to make friends, they want to learn more about their community. And so Mother Teresa Day of Service is one way to learn about our community.
All right, so now that you've learned about all of our service sites, why don't people put in the chat which one like they're most interested in? And then also, if you guys haven't filled out the interest form for service yet, there's a link that you can go to on the campus ministry website, and that's the way that you can kind of like put your interests and what service site you're into, and that's kind of like the best way that we can get in contact for you when service is up and running.
So if you go to, how many of you guys during your OA session, orientation session, you filled out the campus ministry interest survey? If you haven't, I'm going to show you where to go. This is how we are going to be able to email you to be like, oh, I'm interested in a homeless food run, or so others might eat. So if you go to ministry.catholic.edu and you're on our main webpage, you'll see Get Involved, this big red button. You click it, and you'll see all of these little boxes. All you have to do, and I mean, you can do all of the ministry stuff as well, but you could do the service and justice. So you just click all these things that you're interested in, and then you put your student ID number. That gives us, it's basically signing up, hey, I'm interested, I want to learn more. Does not mean you have to do it, but we'll send you more information. So you'll see all of the service and justice as well as the immersion trips and social justice issues. Okay. Let me see. Anything else? I think I'm going to stop there. Stop screen sharing. What questions do you guys have? You can either chat it, or we'd love to, I mean, you can unmute yourself too. Our hope was to provide opportunities for on-campus, off-campus, post-quarantine, and for those who are virtual. So we're trying to manage all three different types, and so to allow opportunities for however you feel comfortable. Any of our off-campus and on-campus will obviously be adhering to all of the protocols surrounding COVID. No questions? Come on. You guys have questions. Questions to our student leaders?
We have a question. So after these 2 weeks of quarantine, will there be like options to do things in person as well as online? Okay.
Yeah, so you know, on that slideshow, so yes, so after September 7th, we are probably going to start our service programs the week of September 14th. So we need you guys to sign up and say, hey, we're interested. We need to figure out, we'll do registration since things have to be limited. Like I can't have 100 people show up for an event, obviously. So you'll do probably a sign up for these events. And then we'll be taking you guys off campus to those service sites. We'll provide transportation and or we'll be walking to some of those service sites. Like Emily said, all of our service sites are led by student leaders. So you will never go by yourself. I would recommend also the Mother Teresa Day of Service. That will be that second Saturday post-quarantine, the 19th, or Saturday or Sunday. And so that will be also an opportunity to kind of like go out into the community. But yes, we are providing off-campus opportunities, on campus, and virtual.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Other questions?
Totally sign up for Mother Teresa's Day of Service. It's awesome. It's always a good time. Always fun. You'll meet some cool people too.
Other questions about our?
I have a question.
Yeah, Paula.
If you're virtual, is it the same way of signing up for things?
Paula, we are navigating this world. I'm going to say probably the virtual, our capacity will be much bigger, obviously, so we won't have a cap. So for example, we are allowed to use our university vans, but usually it's a 12-passenger van. Now we're down to half to maintain social distancing. So it will definitely be, those things will have a cap where the virtual won't have a cap. Okay. So we will do, we'll let you know. Honestly, we're adapting, you know, we work with our community partners, and our community partners kind of dictate how many people they can take, you know, what those parameters are. So we're still working out all the details with our community partners. Where do we sign up for things? At this moment, I would do the interest sign up. And so that will tell us if you're interested. Once we're ready to roll out, let's say homeless outreach, and you're like, hey, I have Thursday free, I want to go on a food run, we will communicate with you to show how to do that sign up. And my guess is, you know, we might have to have a wait list. We'll do rotations. You know, there's only X amount of people. For Mother Teresa Day of Service, we're going to obviously be capping in groups of 50 because we can only meet groups of 50 or less. Depending on the interest, we'll see if we can do multiple groups of 50.
Okay, thank you.
So basically doing the interest form is signing you up for whatever.
The interest is just putting you on an email list that says, hey, I'd like more information about homeless food runs. Okay. And so because each one of our service sites is different, you know, let's say none of our sites at this moment have background checks or fingerprinting. Usually when we do work with our Beacon House, working with kids, there'd be extra requirements. And so each one is pretty unique of like what you might need to bring, where to meet. And so we will send you information once you sign up for the interest. The interest does not mean, hey, I'm going. It means, hey, I'd like more information about that. Check out our webpage. Our webpage is going to keep developing over the course of the semester as we look for more community partners that are taking in person, really gauging all of you. If we find out, hey, we had 50 people sign up for food runs, we're going to strategize to increase those opportunities. So I was really waiting for you guys to come back and see what your interest in, was in service. Mind you, also, all of our service leaders, so the Cardinal Service Corps, they're all at home. They're all upperclassmen, and you guys are the only ones on campus. And so we've got some awesome people who are your RAs, student ministers, other people who are ready to step up. You're going to see more of your staff. Your staff will be leading different things. So we're in this together and adapting, but I'm really excited about the service and justice program that we have for this fall semester. Other questions?
I also just wanted to let people know that a lot of our virtual sites like Ronald McDonald or like Armed Forces, if anyone has a talent, they're kind of looking for people to send in a video of or a recording of them doing that talent. So I think someone said they were musical theater. If you wanted to like sing your favorite song, if you're a dancer and have a dance routine, play an instrument, stuff like that. That's another great way to engage with a lot of residents here as well. And there's always a ton of interest and stuff like that.
Any other questions? Also, if you have ideas, I know, again, listening to everyone has had experience, so we'd love to listen to some of your ideas of things that you've done, things that we could start here. So this would be a great opportunity for us to get to know you and learn about, you know, what are your passion and excitement in that. We are going to be rolling a lot of service and social justice programs, so really focusing on education, probably doing some social justice movies, speaker series, so please look out for that, looking at ways to get out into the city and learn about some of those issues. I heard a number of you guys talk about going to the protests for Black Lives Matter. Kind of really, we've done a lot of conversations and dialogues over the summer with some of our Cardinal Service Corps, and that's been via movies and films and podcasts and diving into those issues a little bit more deeply. And so that is also part of our program, is to educate about certain issues. When you are out of quarantine, and for those who are virtual, our office is in Caldwell Hall, so we're adjacent to the Prisbilla Center. Our building is totally in scaffolding. They're replacing every single window. And so when you're out of quarantine, we'd love to see you. Our offices are open. If you're virtual, we can also Zoom as well. And so I'd love to meet you guys and learn more about you and see how we can kind of walk with you in this coming year. And all of our staff is really excited that you guys are back on campus. So we look forward to meeting with you.